The news in full. President Al-Sisi met with Prime Minister Sharif Ismail, Minister of Investment Dalia Khorshid, Minister of State for Military Production Mohammed Al-Assar on Thursday. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Ala Youssef said the meeting tackled means to develop the Ministry of State for military production to preserve its key role in promoting military products and industries, as well as modernizing the military production lines in order to meet needs of the armed forces and the civil sector as well, and cope with the scientific development in the field of military armament, and in addition to increasing its contribution in national projects carried out by the state. President Al-Sisi gave his directives to benefit from the military production sector's capabilities to broaden the local production of civil industries and meet the needs of national projects with the aim of increasing exportation and diminishing importation and consequently limiting the dependency on hard currency in light of the escalation in prices. The Minister of State for Military Production reviewed efforts by his ministry to develop its productive and industrial capabilities in various fields, including water sanitation stations and modern irrigation systems, as well as information and electronic systems. This in addition to iron and steel and chemical industries and construction needs, plus environment and health services and electric energy. For her part, Minister Khorshid said there are currently a coordination between the Ministry of Investment and Ministry of State for Military Production to promote the products of the latter ministry outside Egypt, and included among the investment map of the state to consolidate Egypt's capabilities in attracting new foreign investment and promote the national economy. And President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has approved a law to set up a council headed by his appointees that oversees the media and ensures compliance with national security requirements. The law, passed by Parliament and published in Official Gazette on Monday, mandates the council to investigate media funding and fine or revoke permits of those deemed in violation. The council will be composed of handpicked by Sisi and 12 members recommended by Parliament and other institutions and also approved by the President. The law says that the council would guarantee the right of citizens to enjoy free and honest media. But it also tasks the council with guaranteeing the compliance of media institutions to the requirements of national security. And under the auspices of Egypt and with the attendance of Military Chief of Staff Mahmoud Hijazi and Egypt's ambassador to Libya, Mohammed Abu Bakr, a meeting was held in Cairo on Tuesday, gathering a number of media figures, activists and intellectuals who expressed their points of view regarding current events and conflicts taking place in Libya, which had been caused by disputes and that necessitate a collaboration of sincere national efforts to stop them and re-establish a Libyan state beside defending the country's sovereignty and unity and realizing people's aspirations and interests. At the end of their meeting, the attendees issued a final communique as follows. Expressing deep appreciation to Egypt, thanks to its relentless efforts to solve the Libyan crisis and change its people's lives with the aim of realizing a better future. Supporting the outcome of Cairo communique issued by a number of national powers who met on the 12th and 13th of December in the capital, taking into consideration some observations and remarks. Adopting the Cairo communique and putting forward a media speech that calls for formation of a popular entity that supports and pressurize legislative institutions to apply the communique. Promoting channels that communicate with international opinion polls to form powers to affect resolutions, calling for national reconciliation and setting a national law for reconciliatory justice. Consolidating serious local media channels and condemning media channels that adopt hatred speech and incite violence and terrorism, confirming on rejection and cessation of such orientations through omitting its transmission by legal means. Confirming the alliance to the culture of dialogue, good behavior and right to differ within the framework of achieving reconciliation, and rejecting the language of betrayal. Supporting and giving confidence in Libyan people's choices and asserting legislations agreed upon by the Libyan people. Adopting Libyan opinion polls to determine points mentioned at the first Cairo meeting and putting mechanisms to apply it, as well as titles which express Libyans' will and choices. Intensifying media efforts to reconcile among different factions and convincing them to return back to the negotiating table, and suggesting the establishment of a coordinating media and culture committee to be headed by Mahmoud Bousifi, with the aim of realizing an open communication with the Egyptian committee to support Libya to follow up the implementation of what had been agreed on, as well as putting cultural lightning foundations and combating political violence. And finally, collaborating with media figures who are exposed to aggression and discrimination and follow up their cases within judiciary, and defending freedom of opinions or freedom of expression, as well as guaranteeing the arrival of whom had been forced to leave the nation. The attendees agreed to abide by the terms of the communiqué and applied. And following on the Libyan issue, head of Libyan Parliament Councillor Oqla Saleh met with Military Chief of Staff Mahmoud Higazi, as well as Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri and members of the Egyptian Committee in charge of Libyan affairs on Tuesday. They tackled the latest concerning the Libyan file and efforts exerted from the two sides to reach a solution. Saleh evaluated the objective Egyptian stance and efforts exerted from the two sides to reach a solution. Out of the keenness of the head of the parliament to achieve the ambitions of the Libyans with all the different sects, he said, it is important to hold a session for the parliament in order to discuss the points of difference according to the agreement in Cairo statement, which was issued on December 13th of the year 2016. He added that this is necessary to work on it in the frame of national interest without marginalizing any party so as to preserve the Libyan national unity. The head of the Libyan parliament confirmed the importance of reaching a Libyan reconciliatory solution away from foreign interference or intervention to preserve the legitimate Libyan institutions. On top of the list is the Libyan parliament and the Libyan army. He also shed light on the importance of boosting Egyptian efforts in order to narrow the differences between Libyans and re-establish the Libyan state, calling for international communities to respect the demands of Libyan people.